You may love the zoo, but do you know who doesn't? The caged animals in those zoos. From visitors throwing ice balls to people going into wild animal enclosures and getting badly injured. Here are the 10 dumbest acts done by zoo visitors. Let's begin. Number 10. HANGZHOU Zoo, China. China's zoos have long since been criticized for instances of animal abuse. But despite past crackdowns, instances of apparent animal cruelty have continued. This story of visitors acting like bigger animals than the actual caged animals will break your heart. Back in 2013, a series of pictures surfaced of visitors throwing snowballs at lions in HANGZHOU Zoo, China. According to reports, a sole visitor threw the first snowball, inciting others to join. The lion and lioness huddled together, as seen in the photos, until the attack was over. In the end, the male lion let out a roar and stared down the visitors as they walked away. The lions were already in an open cage during the snow, and then they had to go through this kind of abuse too. Isn't that just tragic? Although the Chinese government has banned certain types of animal abuse at its country's zoos in recent years, the restrictions do not apply directly to the behavior of the zoo's visitors. Number 9. Yunnan Safari Park in southeastern China. Humans go to extreme measures to take selfies and pictures, especially with animals. But the truth is, not everyone wants to be in your pictures, and this footage is a prime example of that. A woman in China acted in the cruelest way towards a helpless animal. At Yunnan Safari Park in southeastern China, she grabbed a peacock's feathers and pinned the animal down to take a photo. Peacocks are very less likely to approach people, so it is clear the animal didn't like the treatment at all. The visitors handled the peacock very badly and completely traumatized the poor bird. Zookeepers rushed to stop the visitors when they saw them hugging the peacocks, but one of the birds, a gorgeous 5-year-old male, died of fright within half an hour of being grabbed. Number 8. Do not get out of the car. This shouldn't be something that we need to point out, but here we are again. If you ever find yourself in a drive-through safari, do not get out of the car when you're in the animal enclosures. Particularly if that animal happens to be a big cat like a cheetah, and even more so if you have children with you. Unfortunately, as dangerous and irresponsible as this sounds, it's exactly what happened at a Dutch safari park. Footage has emerged online showing a family of 5 getting out of their car in an enclosure that houses a number of cheetahs. This goes down exactly as you'd imagine, with the world's fastest land animal chasing the family, who scrambled to get back into their car. Thankfully, neither the humans nor the cheetah were harmed during the incident. If they decided to get a closer look at lions, leopards, or tigers, the outcome may very well have been dramatically different. While they are the fastest, cheetahs are also one of the calmest big cats, and so are not particularly aggressive. Still, when will we learn to just let animals be? Number 7. PALMYRE Zoo. The whole idea of an open zoo or a safari park is so that humans can get closer to animals. But some humans are too stupid and don't deserve to be anywhere near innocent animals. Just like in this case of this French zoo, 2 visitors engraved names on the back of a rhino who was already living its worst life being caged in a zoo. The names Camille and Julien were etched into the 35-year-old animal's skin at PALMYRE Zoo in southwestern France. A spokesperson for the zoo said they were outraged by the stupidity and disrespect shown by the pair. They confirmed, however, that the zoo would not be taking legal action against them. The names, quote, were quickly erased with the help of a brush and did not cause any discomfort to the animal. Number 6. BHAGWAN BIRSA Biological Park. There are a lot of cases of tigers attacking humans, but this is definitely the worst. Zoos in India, and also across the world, can be dangerous places if you stop being cautious. This is because, if attacked, the possibility of injury, sometimes fatal, is 100%. A case in point was the shocking end of a 35-year-old man mauled to death by a tigress at BHAGWAN BIRSA Biological Park in Ranchi. The motor mechanic Wasim Ansari climbed a tree near the tigress enclosure to scale the concrete wall of the moat, which was dry, and jumped across it to reach the stone stairs near where the 9-year-old tigress, Anushka, was pacing. Wasim walked up to the 200-kilogram tigress. He greeted the carnivore with folded hands and bowed low. Though the guards and onlookers tried clapping and shouting to spook the tigress, they could not scare it off. A tranquilizer gun could not be accessed immediately, and seconds later, the irritated tigress leapt at him, grabbed him by the neck, and almost chewed it up. It was all over in one split second. It was later reported the man was mentally ill, too. Number 5. The event at the Bhagavathi temple. In this video, the Thalapalli festival features a music-filled procession headed by richly caparisoned elephants. One of the elephants, named Davidazan, was taking part in the event at the Bhagavathi temple in the South Indian state of Kerala when things went awry. During the procession, Davidazan went on a rampage and started picking up cars, scooters, tuk-tuks, and vans with his trunk and destroying them. The clearly distressed animal threw several of the vehicles into the air multiple times before smashing them on the ground as panicked onlookers fled the area. 2 elephant trainers were on the back of the animal throughout the ordeal, trying to control him. It reportedly took several hours to finally bring Davidazan under control. This gives us a lesson to stop using animals for our pleasure. Number 4. Cannabis plantation. We have another rhino story, but this one will literally shock you as it was almost the perfect crime. A rhinoceros enclosure at Hellbrunn Zoo in Western Austria turned out to have served a more lucrative purpose as a cannabis plantation. A caretaker at the zoo was able to grow over 30 marijuana plants in the enclosure, unbeknownst to anyone. The small plantation was in an area of the rhinoceros's cage that was closed to the public and to which the caretaker had exclusive access. The zoo found out about its employee's side business when narcotics officers turned up after having been tipped off by one of the planter's clients. The police discovered 33 cannabis plants there. The zookeeper had been in charge of the animals for a number of years. The 59-year-old long-standing zoo employee was sacked and the plants were removed. Either stop growing cannabis in such places or choose your clients more carefully. The person who tipped the officers off was more concerned about the rhino than losing his supplier. Number 3. A dumb move. In this terrifying video, a woman was attacked by a polar bear after jumping into its zoo enclosure. Why she did that, we're not so sure. Maybe it's because she's a white woman, but it sure was a dumb move. The woman leapt over bars at Berlin Zoo during the bear's feeding time. Despite 6 zookeepers' efforts to distract the 4 predators kept in the enclosure, the woman was bitten several times on her arms and legs. The brave keepers eventually managed to push the bear away and pull the woman to safety. It is not known why the woman pulled the dangerous stunt, but she initially appeared to be elated as she swam towards a bear in the enclosure. But boy, was that a stupid decision. She was even sued by the zoo for disturbing the polar bear while it was their lunchtime.
Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you'll get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it. It really works.
And with that, it's now time for today's subscriber pick. Today's photo was sent to us by one of our subscribers. If you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it on over to us. Who knows? We might even feature it on a future video. Number 2. Justice for Harambe. While you may not remember this incident, you probably know his name. This story is of a small boy with a dumb parent who let him fall into a gorilla enclosure at the Cincinnati Zoo in 2016. The gorilla was named Harambe, who actually saved the child. He was the 17-year-old Western lowland gorilla who had noticed that the boy fell into the enclosure. He approached the boy and grabbed him. Video shows Harambe dragging the young boy around the retaining pool in the enclosure as onlookers shout and scream in response. The incident ended with the, quote, difficult but right decision to terminate Harambe instead of tranquilizing. This made activists really angry. Petitions on the internet sprung up, including one called Justice for Harambe, which demanded proper legal action to be taken by the responsible parties. That petition attained over 10,000 signatures in a few days and sits at well over 500,000 signatures before it finally closed. Harambe became more than a gorilla who unfortunately lost his life. He became an internet meme. A Cheeto that bore a resemblance to Harambe was sold for $100,000 online. Humans really are something else. Number 1. Taipei Zoo in Taiwan. This is the most insane incident you'll ever see regarding animals attacking humans. The video shows a mentally unstable crazy man who jumped into the lion enclosure at the Taipei Zoo in Taiwan. 46-year-old Chen had psychological problems and was very drunk when he jumped into the lion cage. He was waving his jacket to lions and shouting, "Jesus will save you." The guy just wanted to preach to the king of the jungle. One of the big lions tried to jump on him by ripping his waving jacket. Without any panic, he fell back onto a big stone-like structure. In the second charge, the lion bit his arm. Meanwhile, officers were trying to get ready for their tranquilizer shots. The lions could actually be seen listening to the person preach after they stepped back. Finally, with the help of water hoses and tranquilizer shots, they drove away both lions and rescued Chen, who was later taken to the hospital. Woo! We're just glad that he's all right. What's the dumbest thing you've done at the zoo? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.